always look forward to a visit from our good friend Travis Barker, and never more so than today because there's so much great stuff to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, the man is here. We're on Facebook Live as well. Welcome to the Kevin and Bean Show. Travis, how are you, sir?
I'm great. That is the most illest, most fantastic intro ever.
It could have gone on for another 5 minutes, I feel like. You've done so much stuff.
I haven't heard so many of those records. It's pretty cool in a long time.
You should listen to some Travis Barker records. They're pretty good.
They are good.
I never do that.
So Happy New Year, man. How are you?
I'm great. Happy New Year to you guys, too. How you guys doing?
We're good.
We're doing great, too. You are busy as always, and as I mentioned, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, but let's get the business out of the way first that I know you are so excited to talk about, and that is the 10th annual Musink Festival happening St. Patrick's Day weekend at the OC Fair and Event Center. 10 years this thing's been going on. You've been with it for what, 2 or 3 maybe now?
Yeah, this is my 3rd year curating it.
I got to tell you, I was shocked to see that it was the 10th anniversary of this.
Yeah, it's insane,
I thought it's been going 4 or 5 years or something like that. It just flies by.
Yeah, I mean, it was going already, 7 years before I jumped in it, and then it's just, I don't know, it's been awesome. We're the only music tattoo convention that's around in Southern California now, so it's pretty exciting.
I wanted to ask about that because it's one of the rare couplings of those two events, music and tattoos. And are you going to travel this thing anywhere else other than Southern California, or is this your home?
That is the end goal.
It is.
I mean, that's the first thing you see when we announce a lineup. They're like, oh, I wish this was in New York.
Yeah, when you see this lineup especially.
Yeah, this lineup is no joke.
Yeah, this one's we hit them hard with it. It's just a great lineup of bands. We have the best tattoo artists all under one roof, and this year we have some of the best cars ever on display, 10 displays of the most insane cars in the world.
And some of them are yours?
Mine, I have nice cars, but these cars go into a whole other bracket of nice. These people spend $500,000 on an old school, and that's dedication. But
what can you do to a car for $500,000, Travis?
You could take the entire thing apart and make everything either gold plated or chrome plated, and then sometimes it's insane. And
I like it.
Sometimes it's etched. They put so much time and money into it. So we got 10 of those coming, and then we have a couple sick motorcycles. I'm going to bring one of my rides down. But, yeah, it's pretty exciting.
I feel like this is just sort of a giant hang for you. I feel like you've just surrounded yourself with tattoo artists that you love and bands that you love.
Yeah,
for 3 days.
It's everything I love. I grew up, getting beat up and spit on at NoFX concerts and Lagwagon concerts, Vandals, Pennywise. It's really made up of a bunch of friends of ours and people I've just been fans of.
This lineup, Ali mentioned how ridiculous it is this year. This has to be, even though you've been curating and you love all of them, this has to be your favorite, I would imagine, right? This is this is your life looking at this lineup.
Yeah, this is a cool lineup that every day is cohesive and kind of goes together. Some days, some years we'll have a Saturday will be a hip hop.
I remember Snoop did it.
Yeah, Snoop. Yellow Wolf had done it. Tech Nine. This year was kind of let's give people 3 days of like-minded, bands, and a lot of people will go all 3 days. So yeah, we're really excited.
Having Bad Religion and Pennywise playing together, and we kind of take them for granted because they've been Southern California legends and they've both been on KROQ for so long and even before that. But are they well known around the country, Travis?
Oh yeah, I mean, especially those bands in Europe just kill it. But are you kidding me? Orange County, Pennywise, and Bad Religion in one night? It's insane.
It's incredible. The Used is playing this year. Glassjaw, Goldfinger. I know you're good friends with those guys. Story of the Year, NoFX, The Vandals, Lapwagon. I mean, it really is amazing. And by the way, I was surprised. I think I read your Forbes piece when you were talking about the tattoos. How many tattoo artists are going to be at Musink that weekend?
I think there's about 800.
800, you guys.
Only 800?
Yeah, only 800. And what's cool is some of them you would never see. They're coming here, just for this one time. So it's the only 3 days they might be in Southern California, and you might want to piece by them. Or
I'm
sorry, I
still
didn't mean to take out your mic.
Stuck on the. I read your Forbes piece.
Come on, Travis. Yeah, what's that like, Travis?
Right?
Anytime they want to do a Forbes interview, I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah. Are you sure you have the right guy?
Yeah, the guy who does a lot of those. I believe his name is Steve. He's awesome, and he gets it. It says something too that Forbes is that someone like me is even on their radar. is pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
Now,
It's
you
very
mentioned
exciting.
you mentioned that you were looking forward to getting some new ink that weekend, and I was curious what the status is of available room on the Travis Barker body at this point.
I still have my buttocks.
Okay. I love the way you say that word.
We're willing to take your word for that.
Where do you anticipate squeezing something new in that weekend?
Well, I'll figure out. I'm definitely going to play one day. I just don't know.
You're just trying to decide who to jump on stage with, right?
Feldman has been, I recorded the new Goldfinger album with him, or began recording it with him. He's a monster. He writes a song every hour or whatever, but we're talking about me possibly playing that set. I think that's going to happen. And that's my childhood, like I was in the Aquabats opening up for Goldfinger, and John would be like, "Get on the drums, get on the drums." I'd be like, "Okay." And he kind of sunned me back then. Like he was really cool, man. I was in a van, and he would, take me on the bus and just kind of chop it up with me. I learned a lot from him. He was awesome. So,
and I feel like you've never lost touch with your roots, with all of these people that you came up with. I feel like you're still tight with, which is rare, I think, unusual.
Yeah, I was doing I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Rich Roll. He's awesome, man.
I don't think I have.
He's an Iron Man or whatever. But we were kind of talking about that. We were touching on some stuff. I did his podcast, and he was like, we went through my story, and I was like, I quit the Aquabats, and then I quit, playing in Feeble to play with the Aquabats, quit Aquabats to play with Blink, and I was like, man, I'm so grateful that these people are still in my life, and they actually contributed to my book. It's been, it's cool, man. What does H2O say? Don't forget your roots.
You're one of the few
that's
people.
Important.
You're one of the few people who can leave a band and leave it on good terms. I mean, a lot of times that upsets the friendship of it. And yet
because you're like family, and then you break up, and it never goes back to where it was.
Yeah, those are your brothers. When you're in a band, those are your brothers. So anytime I did leave a band, I felt awful. Like there was tears. I hated it.
The Musink Festival, by the way, is musinkfest.com. That's the website. And tickets are on sale now, Travis?
Yes, tickets are on sale now.
Such a great show. We need to take a break. Travis Barker is here, and we will be right back on the world famous KROQ.
Our friend Travis Barker in studio with us here on the Kevin and Bean Show. You can watch the interview, by the way, on Facebook Live at KROQ as well. So much going on with Travis. We were talking about the Musink. Tickets are on sale now. It's St. Patrick's Day weekend. It's going to be the OC Fair and Events Center. By the way, already hearing from a ton of your fans. Alfredo just wrote in, got my tickets for Friday. We heard from another listener who bought tickets for all 3 days. Is that common? Do a lot of people do the 3-day passes, Travis?
Yes, you see a lot of the same people all 3 days.
I wanted to mention something about the ticket prices, because an event like this with these bands, first of all, single day tickets are available, which is not the case for Coachella.
A lot of festivals.
For Coachella, for example, or festivals like that I love.
Yeah.
But you have single day for $45 and 3-day passes for $99, and kids under 7 free with a paid adult. I mean, it seems like you're really trying to get as many fans there as you can without overpricing it.
Yeah,
You could charge so much more for this lineup.
Yeah.
Like, you need to jack it up a little.
It's cool. It is a family event. Like my kids go. They're out hanging out at the different booths. Like they've even there's a group of kids that go. You think of every tattoo artist or a friend that has a car there, or the bands. Like everyone has kids there as well. It's a really cool event, and it's not a matter of charging this huge ticket price and everyone getting rich off it. It's about making a great event for everyone and making it
family
affordable.
and community are what they're
Plus,
really my takeaway here.
Yeah, those people who are going to see those bands, we're not used to having a huge ticket price. Like grew up seeing Pennywise and Lagwagon and the Vandals for X amount of dollars. We keep
that was
in line.
That was in the day, so I'm giving you props for keeping that price so low. I imagine
awesome.
people came to you and said you could get so much more for these tickets.
Yeah.
And you had to at some point say, let's keep the prices low so we can let the average fan in,
Yeah. I mean, it's about the fans.
And it's also about little kids getting tattoos, and I respect that, Travis. I love that you're never too young to get a tattoo.
Most importantly.
Hey, speaking of kids, I wanted to ask, and I wouldn't have brought this up except you posted it over the holidays. Alabama and her little video with Landon on the drums singing a Christmas song. How proud as a dad are you to see your kids following in your footsteps and wanting to be involved in music?
It's amazing. since she was a little girl, she'd record a song for me for Christmas.
Wow.
So yeah, every year I would never, I know Christmas time would be coming, and I knew it would be right, right down the way or whatever. And a day before Christmas, she always hands me a computer and tells me to listen.
That's pretty cool.
And this time she said, "Dad, I want to do it in a real studio, and I want Landon to play drums on it." So it's cool. They both love music so much, and they've seen every side of it. They've been around it. They've been touring since they were 2 and 4 years old. So.
And what a voice she's got for 10 years old, by the way.
Yeah, she's killer, and she takes great direction in the studio, and I couldn't be more stoked. They're both just awesome.
You're so sort of lucky that she has a good voice, though, right? Because what if she didn't?
Like, what if she
really?
Yeah,
what
I'd be
if
like,
she
go in there and record, honey.
she loves music but can't sing. That would suck.
Yeah, that would be a bum out. Fortunately, they both. My son, it's not even fair. He doesn't practice. He doesn't need to practice. It's in his blood. He can play drums, and he picks up on stuff super
That's cool.
quick.
That's very cool.
And Alabama, the same thing. We actually recorded at John Feldman's studio, and Feldman's a great, vocal coach, producer, or whatever. And
so you'll be cool if they decide they want to follow in Daddy's footsteps. You don't have any fear about them getting into the music business like a lot of show business parents would.
Yeah, I don't really trip on it. Whatever they want to be, I'm 110% supportive. It's whatever makes them happy. Of course, would I be stoked if it was music? I don't look at music and go, oh my gosh, don't get into that. Because music has been great for me. Music, is healing, and it's amazing. There's nothing better than music to me. So if they wanted a career in music, or they want to just do it as a hobby or for fun, I love it.
It seems like there's a lot of heartbreak in music, in that people who are just average talent can't really make any progress. That has never been your problem, because you're a great drummer and you practice every single day, and you live a charmed life.
Yeah, you have to be. I tell them, and I tell anyone that asks me, you have to be obsessed with it. Not because you want a hot girlfriend or you want money. I didn't want any of that stuff. It was all about, I just loved playing music.
But let's not throw shade at hot girlfriends either.
No, of course not. Hot girlfriends, cars, and everything else is cool if it's a symptom of doing what you love.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're all on the same page.
But for me, it's like every day I'm just in competition with myself, and you learn something. There's no quit to learning. You never stop learning.
Do you literally play drums 365 days a year?
I try to. Sometimes I'll take a couple days off after like a crazy week or something, but for the most part,
you play something.
Yeah, like last night I played for an hour and a half. There was no reason besides I love it.
Just you love it.
Yeah.
All right, this is the voice of Travis Barker here on the Kevin and Bean Show. In our remaining moments, we've got to cover some Blink business, because last year, 2016, was, you could argue, the greatest year to be in Blink-182 ever, right? In terms of the amount of people you played for and the acclaim that you got and the records that you sold and everything else. I mean, it was a banner year for your band.
Yeah, it was
and then
awesome.
At some point in December, you were telling us off the air, you started to tell us, we stopped you. Your phone starts going off at 4 o'clock in the morning one morning. What happened, Travis?
I just see all these texts coming in going, we're nominated for a Grammy, we're nominated for a Grammy. And then all the congrats, it was 4 in the morning.
Was this your first Grammy nomination?
Yes.
How is that possible after
insane.
25 years?
It makes no sense.
I don't care when it comes. It's just awesome. I told John Feldman, I was like, now we are Grammy-nominated John Feldman and Grammy-nominated drummer Travis Barker. I'll take that. I don't even need to win the Grammy. That's just cool.
I mean, the Grammys is not probably something that's even been on your radar or in your mind. I mean, obviously, that's not why you make music and whatnot. It's just that, like you say, it's a side effect of doing what you already love. It's just one of those nice bennies, right?
Yeah, it's a symptom of making and creating music and doing what I love. And it's pretty cool, because for a year, I've been a part of the Grammys many times. Once with Eminem and Drake and Lil Wayne, once with Chuck D and Tom Morello, and once with Pitbull and Joe Perry. So I've gotten a chance to be up there.
That alone is insane.
Yeah, so I always say after those nights, I'm like, okay, I could die, whatever. This was awesome. So this was, I guess this felt even more crazy, more insane, is actually for the band I play with.
That's
and
crazy.
Been with
That's
forever to be recognized.
That's the first time you were nominated. Is insane to me.
Yeah,
I assumed
That you'd won a bunch of Grammys.
Yes.
Yeah, I had two.
No.
I had
No.
two.
It's crazy.
No, sir.
All right. So 2017, you're playing a lot more shows. You guys are doing the big festivals in Europe. I know you're excited about that. And can you tell us more? Some of the information started to leak out about all these extra songs that you guys wrote. You've been on a hot streak lately. You got all these songs we haven't heard yet, and there's going to be a deluxe edition of the California album. What can you tell us about that? When and how and all that?
There is the most insane deluxe album coming, and I mean, I feel like it's as good. I feel like it's better than California.
What?
Yeah, if you can imagine that. We got in the studio for 2 weeks, a couple weeks ago, and we wrote 13 or 14 songs. And
That's how all the best songs come, is one a day.
Yeah, it was insane.
We all know that.
It was more than one a day. It was really crazy, and we decided if we don't put them out on this deluxe album, I don't think they would see the light of day to 2018 because they'll be working California still for a whole other year,
right?
Almost a year. So all these songs will come out on a deluxe album, and it's just incredible. I mean it when I say I like it better than California. There's a song called Parking Lot that's a really, really amazing track. There's a song called Misery.
Is there any as good as We Built This Pool?
There is. There is one about pregnancy that's on there. That's a short song that's very charming. And
I don't think charming means what you think.
You guys handle charming the best.
Yeah. But it's exciting. It's coming together. I'm going to see D-Face while he's out here, and we're going to flip the cover so it's not the exact same cover. It's very much like the cover, but we're going to experiment with some colorways. And
when's all this
That's exciting,
Travis?
When, yeah.
It is coming pretty darn quick.
Does that mean in the next couple of months?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, cool. All right. Almost out of time. Real quick. Transplants covers album. True or false?
True.
That's strong.
Absolutely true.
We all love the Transplants, but I can't even imagine the wide variety of styles and bands you're going to pull from for a covers album.
Yeah, between myself, Tim, and Rob, there's a lot of musical influences. And when we went in to record this covers album, it was anything goes. You could bring an idea for a cover, and we're gonna record it.
No matter what it was.
No matter what it was.
So you didn't judge it. Tim didn't bring in something. You go, no. Who else has an idea? Put your hand up. Nothing.
Yeah, nothing like that.
Let's do it. Okay.
And we would honestly the kind of the way it would go down is we had what's called Transplants Tuesdays, and we'd show up around 10 or 11 a.m. Someone would present the song. 45 minutes later, we're in the studio recording it.
Really?
Yeah, there's no hey, go home and learn these 3 songs. It was
because why learn a song before you record it?
It was very spontaneous. And
there have to be songwriters out there who hate you right now.
It was challenging,
I worked
honestly.
a year on writing a song.
Yeah, especially if you don't know the song and you're just learning it.
Right.
You have to map out your parts, and then Transplants, we pretty much go in there and play live.
I
that
can't
sounds
wait.
fun because you're all fans of music so much, and you're all
Yeah.
fans of each other's music so much. That sounds like a good time.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
Final piece of business, Mr. Travis Barker, and we love you and we thank you, and it's so great to catch up with you. You really are sincerely one of our favorite people in the world, so thank you for being here.